guys?
Hello.
Welcome to the 4th episode of Girls Glasses God Podcast.
But we're not doing that.
Woo! I love your consistency, man. I love your consistency. But we are here again. We are here again. We are here again. People, we are here again.
Holy Ghost, come and take control.
Hallelujah.
Is it hallelujah they used to end it?
I don't know anyhow they used to end it. You can. I don't understand. Stop following the norm.
Please.
You can do things.
We
your
follow
own way.
structure.
No.
We follow structure.
No.
We stay on the path
No.
of righteousness. You know? So, yeah.
Anyway, welcome back.
Welcome.
First of all, have you listened to our first 3 episodes?
Have you followed us on our social media?
That's a very good point.
Because we have a TikTok.
That's a very good
We have
point.
an Instagram.
Yes, we do.
We have a Facebook page.
Yes, we do.
Did I just say Facebook?
No, we don't have a Facebook page. Please scrap that.
YouTube.
We don't have Facebook.
We have
I
a
beg.
YouTube.
But guys, please.
But you know, because we have Instagram, we automatically kind of have Facebook, right? But we just
we don't automatically kind of.
We kind of have it because we can create like
we
a Facebook.
can create a
Yeah.
Facebook that links to our Instagram, but we don't have it. And we don't have it for a specific reason. I mean, we can have it though.
We can have
There
it.
are people that come from Facebook audience too. But do I really want Facebook audience? Okay, that's the for another day. But guys,
Are you trying to say they're not
guys,
people? What?
Let's talk, guys. This is our 4th episode, and wait. First of all, I want to say thank you for
listening.
the first 3 episodes. For those that have listened, anyway, if you have not listened, just go and collect your thank you somewhere else. But if you have listened,
Ebo is rude.
Yeah, the
Please
real
listen to it.
OG.
I beg.
okay.
I beg.
So she's begging.
I beg.
She's saying that okay, I beg.
I beg.
But thank you for the feedback. A couple of people are giving us feedback saying that this has been inspiring. Audio is good. Thank you. We really appreciate it because everything we are doing is DIY. So
Yeah, and you actually learned a lot and grown a lot even in just 3 episodes. So be ready to see more of that.
Yes, be ready. But first of all, please follow us on the platform that you're listening to us. So if you're listening to us on Spotify, please just follow us so that when we drop episodes, then you get instant notification. It's very, very easy to follow. Just click a button, just say follow. If you're on Apple Podcast, just click follow. Any streaming platform, basically, even if it's Amazon, Google.
I think we're everywhere.
Yeah, we are everywhere. But I realized that our analytics mostly show for Apple and Spotify. Like, I haven't seen people. Do people actually listen from Amazon? We stream on Amazon actually, but I've not seen any analytics.
We also stream on
from
Google
it.
Podcasts.
We also do. So, and we are also on YouTube.
I think a lot of people use
Apple or
Apple.
Spotify. Actually, for Apple.
Apple Podcast.
Yeah, most of our streams are coming from, most of the analytics are coming from Apple. Like our Apple numbers are like double what our Spotify numbers are. So please
and I
follow
think
us.
it's easier because you just click an icon, right? But if you're like in Spotify, you have to like
Go to
search
Spotify.
and go
Yeah.
and do
I
all of
myself,
that.
I use Apple Podcasts.
I think I
don't
actually use Spotify. Funny enough.
Okay.
Spotify.
So,
girly.
but if you are subscribed to Apple Music, you're automatically subscribed to Apple Podcasts, right?
I don't use Apple Music.
So if you don't use Apple Music, can you listen to a podcast on
Yes.
Apple Podcasts for free?
Yes.
Oh, okay. So, okay, well, that's fine. But yeah, please follow us on the streaming podcast. Follow us on Instagram. On our Instagram, you see all our other social media pages.
Yeah.
If you have any questions for us, send us an email. Send
If
us
you
an
have some
email.
feedback, if you have some stories to tell us
Yes,
about the
please.
things we've shared, also send us an email.
We would like to hear from you. But that being said, what have you been up to?
What
in the
have I been?
We've
up
not seen
to?
ourselves in what?
I think. Wait, though.
Like 2-3 weeks ish.
Yeah. What was the last time?
We actually saw ourselves recently, but not for podcast. For that gymnastics, whatever. That was like 2 weeks
that
ago.
was in February 2nd.
That was like 2 weeks. That's last
No,
week.
that's like it. That's literally last week. But it was just we're not even sitting in the same place.
Wait, was it last week?
Oh, you know, it was
It's
the
2
week
weeks
before
ago.
that. It was the week
Yeah.
before that.
So we saw
February
ourselves
2nd,
2 weeks ago.
they had a performance for every second, but the week before
I wasn't
that.
Yeah. But we did, but it wasn't for the podcast. It was just for something else. So anyway, what have you been up to in the past 3-4 weeks that we shot our last episode?
What do you mean by that? We shot our last episode. We shoot our episodes weekly.
Okay, bro.
So the last week for me has been really busy. I haven't even slept well. So I actually participated in a case competition that we were doing. I participated in a case competition with my lovely team, best team. Shout out to you guys. And it was interesting because I had done this last year, but I just joined like a team that I wasn't really familiar with, and I was glad I did it last year. But because I had that experience from last year, I was like, if I was going to do this again, I was going to do this with my friends, just put more effort into it and more intentionality into it. And I'm really glad with the results. So yeah, it was fun. It was fun while we did it, and I'm happy that we had those memories.
This auntie is being humble. She says she's glad with the results, but I'll tell you what the result is. This girl won best presenter. Like, can your friend ever? If your friend has not won best presenter in the kids competition, please don't talk to me. Don't talk to me. Best presenter, easy. And she's rich, so they give her money. That's true. We actually have to talk about that. So she won money for best presenter, and her team came second place. So money in two places. Please pay your tithes accordingly.
Definitely, I'll definitely pay my tithe to God, because God is the one, the author and finisher of everything.
Pay your tithe to me, your Melchizedek.
Not the only Melchizedek.
Your priest, my dear. Yeah, so that was good. Congratulations to you
very
and
much.
The rest of your team.
Thank you.
That was good.
What did you do?
My friends are smart. It's not easy. Jinx.
What did you do this week?
So me, I've been binge watching series.
Hey, but you cannot tell me you've been binge watching series, because I was texting you all throughout this week and you were ignoring me.
My dear, I have been
I'm exposing
series.
you to the world. I was like, no, this Ebu is busy. I'm like, no, let me not call her. Let me know this.
So that's the thing. So I'm actually busy. So I've realized that binge watching
to your employers.
Something is wrong with you. I realized that binge watching series is like, so sometimes I might not follow. I just like playing it in the background.
Okay.
So sometimes so I
sorry before I cut you off. We were just watching Spider-Man.
I know what you want to say.
Spider-Man now. And Evo left for like maybe 30 minutes. She now came back. She now said, "Oh, she just continued sitting." And I'm like, "Guy, what are you watching?"
I get the gist.
Don't get
the
the
whole
gist.
point is get it. You think I have time to sit down watching the movie and watching it from one episode? I don't have that time. I don't have the time.
Okay.
So what I do, my dear, see, I'm a busy woman.
They're saying you don't have time. I just remember that time I'm wasting like in college, undergraduates, and all these fellowship pastors would be like, "No, don't watch."
Don't watch
movies. It's wasting your time. Yeah.
But, yeah. So I watch those movies in the background. So I work on my office desk most time. When I work there, I can't see anything from there. Mm-hmm. So sometimes I just need to relax my back. So I just have something playing in the background, and then like it's just running. You know how movies are just running all over. So the latest one I've actually watched a couple of series. That's the funny part. But the latest one I watched is Ugly Betty.
Oh yeah, I think you started watching that thing when we were shooting. I think our very first episode.
No, when I was shooting our very first episode was The Girlfriends.
No. We started playing Ugly Betty as well.
That was when we started. Yeah, I remember. Yeah, that was when we started.
But you were not following. So that you already had those signs. You already had those tendencies even right from that time.
I think I started again after that time. I think I started
can't
again.
even be sure now, because now.
Well, my dear, Ugly Betty is not paying my money. He's not paying me money. So I don't have to be diligent about it. But yeah, I've seen a couple of. So the thing is, I've been on a row of watching like old time movies, like movies of the 2000s and early and late 1990s. So I've seen The Girlfriends. I've seen Sisters, like very funny old movies.
Did you watch Moesha?
No,
I haven't.
I saw that one not like recently, but like not long ago.
You know, the funny thing is that I know the names of all these shows. Do I watch it? That's the problem. That's another question for another day.
No, I mean you can. So I've seen some of these series before, maybe not diligently. So now I'm just rewatching them, and I'm like, nice.
No, what I'm saying is that I just know a lot about all these series, but I never watch
really.
it. Yeah. So maybe as you're saying, maybe I might watch Ugly Betty again, because I know
it's
Ugly
actually
Betty.
Nice.
Yeah, it was very interesting. I watched it.
Ugly until the last season. Do you know there was some dressing that girl dressed, and I'm like, Jude, don't you have people in your house?
You're working in a fashion like magazine store, whatever.
I'm like, is your sister not embarrassed for you? But like I can imagine my sister coming out wearing blue, yellow, and a pink socks.
That was like, she was authentic throughout, actually, if you think about it. Because
she was, but there's no way anybody would be this. No,
she was clueless. She was clueless about fashion. Or is it that she just had her own style of fashion?
Well, okay, if we look at it that way, maybe she has her own style of fashion. But sorry, your style of fashion is not fashion. Is anyway, that's why she's ugly Betty.
So no, why I think about it is the fact that, you know, a lot of times all those old school movies that you're talking about, you know, the ugly girl, she will now maybe want the fine guy in school will now like her. She will now have a sudden transformation. You know, I think that's what people were expecting from ugly Betty.
But she did.
She stayed consistent.
She did kind of in the last season.
I haven't
she kind of
watched
did.
it.
She removed her braces. She removed the bands.
Well, braces is like it's not for like a period of time you wear braces.
And so I think
So
the
maybe
whole point was in the last season. Like she now became like not like the cool girl, but obviously her fashion sense changed. She wasn't wearing like so many colors anymore.
But again, if you look at another example of another movie, this is The Devil Wears Prada. You remember it now. She used to dress one kind and she didn't care about fashion and all of that. But because she was in that environment, she was like exposed to it on a daily basis, and from there she kind of assimilated the fashion and she became stylish. So I'm wondering what happened to Ugly Betty. Maybe because I can't remember.
She did not though. She did not until the last this thing. And it was very funny that she had boyfriends, like not even anyhow boyfriends too. Like okay, well, she had a nerdy boyfriend at some point, but like she dated like cool people at some point, and I'm like,
so
how?
That's the thing now. So it's about the inner personality.
Okay, get out. It's movie.
Wow.
It's movie.
About the inner personality actually.
Well, I kind of agree, Sha, that it's kind of, well, I agree with you. Well, actually, I agree with you, but you need to know somebody to an extent for you to know that their personality is a certain type of way.
Yeah, but I think it's even very like materialistic if you're looking at somebody and saying, oh, based on their dressing sense, you're not going to like them or not. And you know, this is a perfect segue into like the topic
what we're talking about today. But when you mean, okay, so let me ask one question. So if you see a guy now that like, I don't know, dressed anyhow, like I don't know how a guy can dress anyhow, but think of, okay, let's say this guy wore like, you know, all
green
these
shoe.
No, you know, all these whole singlets, all those white whole singlets. So,
an hypothetical person wears.
Let me create a picture. So this person very tight, and then this person now wears skinny jeans.
Why did you say very tight? You now shook your body like tight.
So mind you, that top is red color. I don't know how they used to get it, but it's red.
But it's the way you roll your arms.
I not say red, it's a red.
Stop it.
So this person now wore like purple skinny jeans. And then because
where are they buying this clothes from?
Oh my dear, you'll be surprised.
Okay. All right.
And then I mean, because we like to do too much, you now wear like red shoes.
You said red
canvas.
Okay.
And now wear like Google, maybe like yellow because you want something to pop. And then you know this person now.
Where's the cap?
Where's cap? No, it's red because that red color has to come out very well. So the person that comes to meet you and say, excuse me, sis.
Who is that? Is it me? You are meeting. Okay.
You, yeah.
First of all, where is he meeting me?
Please be very, very realistic about this.
No.
Okay, so let's say, I mean, these people.
Am I walking on the road and he's stopping me and telling me, excuse me,
let's say you went to the movies.
Okay,
no, you can't wear that to a conference.
Are you sure you cannot wear that to a conference?
Let's say the movies. Let's say the movies, yeah. And then now taps you and say, oh my God, you're looking good. You know, and then you turn to the back and then you see this image of a guy that wore all of this. Please, I beg you, be very honest. What would be your first reaction?
I'll be very appreciative. I'll be like, oh my God, thank you so much.
That's a lie. The person says, excuse me, sis. Hey, you know, say, oh,
you look really good.
The person says, really, really good. You can say, oh, thank you.
Thank you.
The person says, can I have your number?
Oh, I'm sorry, I don't give out my number in public.
Oh, wow.
Because I don't.
Suddenly, you don't give a guy your number in public. Now, imagine that you meet somebody
dressed up and everything.
Right, like, dressed up and everything.
If I'm getting his number, if I'm giving my number, it's for business purposes.
Oh, wow.
We are in a business school. We need sponsorships, you know.
So my uncle who that wore
red on green, or red on purple on red.
That one does not deserve your number for business purposes.
No, but even honestly, like if we're being real, that was like a joke. But you don't give so that's what I'm saying, that you don't give naturally. I don't think there's anybody that gives their number out. So like
now
you
meet somebody at National Black, for instance, and then the person engages you and say, oh, are you also looking for this? Oh, really good. I attend this kind of university, whatever. And then after talking, the person says, can I have your number?
Sure.
Okay. Now, let's say you now meet somebody else and then, I mean, maybe the person wasn't all packaged up. Maybe the person was was wearing a very floral, flourishing kind of shirt. I don't know how to describe all those kind of shirts, and then wearing tight jeans. I mean, you see people like that all the time, and then maybe the person can't even speak a proper English, and then the person comes to meet you, and then was using was and is at the same time, and then the person now say, "Oh, can I excuse ma? Can I?"
Why did you say excuse ma? You do not know what I said.
Excuse sis, but I really like to have your number.
See,
what would you say?
I think at this stage in my life, the truth matter is, and with the things I've experienced, I don't used to waste time. I will give you my number. Like, but is the main point is that am I going to continue engaging in conversation with you?
So that now you're getting me. So you're giving the person the number so that, and I'm even, to be very honest, trust me, you won't give that. If I know you very, you not give that guy your number. You can say, follow me on LinkedIn or whatever, but you won't give that guy your number.
But you,
seeing a guy like that.
Wait, no, don't speak for me.
Oh, wow.
Don't speak for me.
Sorry, I should not speak.
Don't speak for me. No, let's look at it. When we're in Nigeria, like, things like that happen. To me, I just feel that it's very, very, what's the right word? It's very, very, whatever that word is, for you to just walk up to someone that you've never met before and you are forcefully asking, like, oh, can I get your number?
Nobody forced you. Nobody's forcing you. They're trying to have a conversation with you.
No, you're trying to have a conversation for me and you're ending with, okay, can I get your number? And my first instance is always like, no. But when you start pressuring and saying,
no, they're not pressuring you.
No. Listen to what I'm trying to say. Like, if I tell you no and you don't take it the first time and you're saying, oh, like, give me your number, like you are insisting, I will give you the number. Because I don't want to engage further again in that conversation because I'm already uncomfortable.
I mean, in this case, nobody is forcing you. I'm just trying to paint a picture of a scenario where you give someone your number easily and a scenario where you won't give your number easily.
I think it's all based on context. Just like the example you gave of the conference. No.
See, let me tell you about it. If we are being real, there's a way. And the thing is, I love that you have a personality and things like that. But there's a way you access how you act. You assess how people who come to you are. First of all, how are they speaking to you? Like what they are saying, does it have context? Second of all,
does it now?
Now, if we are being honest with ourselves, unconsciously or consciously, you assess how they look. You do. Like if you have been honest with yourself, like if somebody comes to you now and the person is looking in quote shabby or very funny looking.
So that's what I'm saying. It all depends on where we are. Even if it's like on the road, like anybody on the road, I will be very cautious. So if it's for that example of like the national black, like anybody that is there, you will be polite. Like I think your default setting is to be polite to everybody that you meet. So it now depends. You're engaging in conversation and we have a rapport. Fine, sure. But if I just come in, oh, you look nice. Oh, thank you very much. I can accept the compliment. Oh, I like you. Or you start saying things that don't have any meaning because how are you just meeting me for the first time and you're saying, oh, I like you or I this blah blah blah.
Nobody is saying they like you.
No, I'm just using it as an example.
Like I'm just talking now. Don't even go too deep into what they're telling you. I'm saying that whether you're conscious about it or you are not, you are kind of assessing people about how they look when they're talking to you. Because in a way, there's a sense of, okay, not responsibility, but like when you look at someone and the person looks good, and obviously looking good is relative, right? You are more prone to not even being relaxed, but in a way, quote, being relaxed. You're like, okay, cool, maybe this person is a sensible person. Whether the person is sensible or not, it doesn't matter. But unconsciously, your brain kind of gives you that first initial perception.
No, for sure, because it's just like the whole thing that they say, dress the way you want to be addressed. If you are whatever setting you are, you see somebody that is dressed up in a suit or whatever, you're like, you have a tendency to think this person is responsible because the person is dressed up. It might not even be a
suit. It might be a
I'm just using it as an example. Like, oh, you are maybe your hair is combed, you are tucked in,
maybe you're
and
clean
everything,
and you look responsible.
Or if maybe somebody else is wearing like maybe shorts, for example, you're like, oh, maybe this person is not like. If it's for you to pick, okay, who will you give a job? Like maybe just a random scenario. Now you will most likely pick the person that is hair combed, dressed in a suit, than maybe somebody that is wearing like a tank top and maybe shorts. Like that's natural. But I think the onus is on everybody themselves to engage with people and find out what do you have in you actually. Then now react based on those things, not based on what they look like on the outside. That's what I'm trying to say.
But if we are being honest with ourselves, unconsciously, when people see you at first, they form a perception about you.
That's the truth. That's just how the human mind works.
So that's exactly what I'm saying about Ugly Betty. Like when you first see her, like the first time she appeared in the office, in actual fact, they
You
denied
think-
her
yeah,
the
you
job.
think you're in the wrong place.
She didn't even get the job. It was later that the father of the guy now employed her so that she would not seduce the guy, because the guy is always going out
he's
with
always
his
sleeping with his
secretaries and
assistants.
things like. So they actually hired her because she was ugly. Like
Which ugly again is relative, but like for
for
based
ugly
on what
Betty,
the guy, based on what the guy was.
So like I'm like, it's natural. Like there's no way your brain is going to not say, oh, this person looks good, this person does not. If somebody approaches you, the way, if you are being honest with yourself, the way you answer A is not the way you answer B. The kind of audience you give A is not the same that you give B.
I don't fully agree with that. I feel that the first thought or the first reaction is always the unconscious one of, oh, this person looks good.
That's exactly
but
what I'm
the way
saying.
you respond does not necessarily mean you respond the same way. You don't just respond without thinking about how you're responding. So I think that's where I would say that's where I am personally. I will respond to almost everybody almost the same. Like obviously I may have that unconscious.
So you give the same audience, like your reaction to everybody,
Yes,
and your output to everybody is the same,
yes,
irrespective of how they are.
like I'm saying that what we said about like how the human mind was, and I accept that totally. But I'm saying my response to you will be naturally on the same level, because I'm giving you the same piece of like energy I would give somebody that looks A versus somebody that looks B. I'll give you the same energy. But are we going to jail beyond that when we have conversations? Are we going to like? So that's what I'm saying on the deeper level now.
You give the same engagement, but you're not saying that on deeper level it might differ for people.
It might differ because it depends on what we're not talking about. So at the end of the day, you might find out that the person that looks like the way your mind was like, oh, this person does not really look. You guys might have something interesting to talk about versus the person that is all dressed up and looking good and everything. You guys might not really have anything to say to each other. So like the unconscious bias is there, right? I accept that, but I feel that me personally, I've tried my best to make sure that I give everybody like. You come to me and you're talking to me, you're smiling, I will smile back at you. Okay, how can I interact with you and help you or whatever?
Of course, you won't say, oh, get out. But inside of you, your brain is still saying, oh, okay, let's see. You are being cautious and you're like, okay, let's see what this person has to bring. Let's see. Like,
let me see what you have to
can't
tell me. Like, why are you approaching me?
Like the way,
that's my natural.
The way your brain is working. Obviously, you won't say, oh, get out of my face. Like
sure.
the way everybody's smiling at you, but everybody has a perception of you based on what they see. Now, they might now know you and, be like, oh, no, this person is not exactly what I thought that this person is.
Yeah.
But unconsciously, a lot of times, what happened to Ugly Betty? Like, Ugly Betty, let me not say what happened. What happened in Ugly Betty? Betty was close to literally almost everybody that she worked with eventually, because they got to know her
and
they were like, oh, this
yeah.
person is consistent. But the very first few
Impression,
weeks
yeah.
that she worked there, it was terrible for her. And trust me, that's exactly how things work. Like,
Yeah.
it's like, oh, everybody has an idea of, okay, this is, an ideal or whatever. Whether that's wrong, whether that's right, that's relative. But when people come and approach you, trust me, you are saying that, yeah, maybe you might answer them the same way, but your brain is filtering people on different levels, if you are being honest with yourself.
In that story of Ugly Betty now, was there anybody in those first few weeks of when she was working and everything that people were maybe distancing themselves because she didn't look like the ideal employee? Was there anybody that was kind to her in that situation?
No.
Nobody. Wow.
Like, she had a tough time at work. The boss, the guy made fun of her. In fact, made her do like stupid stuff for the very first week. All the other guys that were there were very mean to her. Let's talk about the other.
Basically.
Yeah. So I mean, at the end of the day, oh, fantastic person, inside and things like that. It was even on the fourth episode, she was now looking at like a throwback picture of herself where she wore like the first poncho. So even her, she was like, no, this was. What is this?
I remember that scene. So one thing you just mentioned that made me realize why, a lot of times I think about a lot of things and I do a lot of self-introspection. And I'm like, okay, you talked about how they were bullying her. And I think, again, when I was quite younger, people also bullied me. So I think I just have that thing in my mindset of people. I can't remember the main reason why they bully me. Maybe because, I don't know, when people just gang up on you like, oh, we're just going to decide not to talk to this person again. That kind of thing. I can't remember, all this drama now, boarding house and all of that. So I think then it was like, I was the one that so I think I had the diary. So when I was writing like, oh, maybe you annoyed me, and I'll be like, people annoyed me, something like that. So they now read my diary. So it was not like, why didn't I come and tell them to their face? And I'm like, I'm writing my personal thoughts for myself. So they now like ganged up and said, oh, but it's all this like you are young and everything. So, and at that point in time, nobody, like I think it was only one person that spoke to me. So, everybody decided, like, just like saying, oh, SS, no, I was in junior school, maybe like JS1 class now, and they're like, oh, JS1 girls, don't talk to Omolorun. So you are in boarding school, nobody is talking to you. Like, do you know how crazy that is? And it was just one person that was talking to me. So I think from then I just put it to myself that if I see any situation where people are like being mean to somebody or something like that, I will always be kind to somebody. Whether you look weird, you look this, you look whatever, I'll always try to be kind to you. That's what I'm saying. My responses will not, I might not like, okay, I might not always be in the mood to talk because I don't even feel like I'm a very extroverted person. But I will always look for a situation to be kind to you because I feel like I've been in that situation, especially when I was younger. So now imagine at this stage in your life and all of that. So,
well, that makes a lot of sense because at the end of the day, what you think about people is in your head. I feel like the most important thing is now the output.
Exactly.
Like, how do you now show?
How do you show?
What you're thinking about, or are you giving somebody? I feel like the whole point of this is give somebody an opportunity, right? No matter what they look like, how they look, because the truth is, we can't be everybody's ideal. That's the truth. Whether you are really dressed well or somebody will just look at you and be like, oh, this person is black, oh, this person is short, oh, this person is
but
fat,
you can't do that.
this person is. So I feel like you can't be everybody's ideal, but you have the
ability
to be kind. Like be my own is be kind. Like be kind to people. Be kind to people. You can have conversations in your head. Trust me, I have conversations in my head about things, right? Like, but like you don't have to always say what is in your head. Like, oh, some people just say things and just say it like that because, oh, that's how I am or whatever. But I think you should be kind to people. Like, it doesn't hurt you to be kind.
Like that, I'm like, especially when you're a little bit older and you're like, I can't just put a filter on. Not like I can't put a filter, but like, this is just my honest truth. I know when you were saying something just now, I remember, how I think during the week I was telling you about some people I met on the road that were saying, have I read this book and everything. So I just responded to them like, oh, blah 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 blah. They now sent me a text message because they asked me for my number. I will give you the number. So they collected my number. They were like, oh, when will I be free to talk? And I said Saturday. So I think during the week they now texted me. They were now like, oh, these are the folks that you met on the road, and they were like, oh, thank you for being so kind to us. And in my head, I'm like, I was just normal to you. But I now started thinking about it, that how many people would they have met on the road that probably shunned them, that gave them an audience, because I was just walking and the guy was like, oh, where are you going? And I just engaged him until I got to where I was going to. So I'm like, if you are really like going around talking to people, like how many people must you have talked to for you to say, to me, a normal interaction to you is kindness. So like maybe people might have shut them out, people might have maybe insulted them or whatever, but also like that's just one of those things that I just experienced this week as well.
Be kind to people. Be kind to people. I think at some point a lot of people have felt like outcast, and I think the only reason why I was trying to say the things that I was saying before is they are unconscious bias in your head about how a person, about the perception. Life is all about perception, about how you perceive the person. But I think the most important thing is how do you now react in those kind of scenario. But just like you said, the truth is, even me, I would answer you, I will smile at you. There's so many people that if you smile, I will smile at you back. Definitely. But I would not go home thinking about you. I would do my own bit of kindness when you're talking to me. But if we don't have anything to do or to talk about or to like anything together anymore, I won't go home and start thinking about you or whatever. But anyway, oh my God, we spent we've not even started.
This is an episode on kindness. Actually, we lied.
So, but yeah, this is, before we start, we were talking about what we'll be talking about today. We were supposed to have a very, very special person as our first guest on this podcast, but things happen.
Logistical things happened.
So anyway, be on the lookout. Very soon we'll be having one of our very, very, very special friend come on our episode and dish us wisdom.
Wisdom streets.
Wisdom. We don't want to say who the person is so that you'll be surprised. But yeah, what are we talking about today? I feel like this episode is going to be very long. Oh my God, what are we talking about today?
Wait. We can actually go on.
About what?
Like, this is actually a version of love. We're actually supposed to be talking about love. Valentine special. Valentine special.
Today is our Valentine special episode. Valentine is coming. Hey, who is your boyfriend?
You are sitting alone. Said, about a month ago, I entered your DM. About a month ago,
please let's not
my
start
shots
this.
and you forgot.
Let's not turn this episode into a audio track.
Thank you. You believe I can sing?
Oh my god. But yes, so it's Valentine. We said we're going to wear red though for this episode. Hey.
Do you know that I literally do not have
Anything
single
red.
piece of
No, I
item
do.
or
I do.
clothing that
Georgia,
is
my
red?
Georgia cloth is red. I have like 2 of Georgia t-shirts that are red.
So is it Georgia t-shirt you wanted to wear on this podcast?
I mean, I could have.
No. Apart from Georgia merch, because obviously we go to a red and black school. So what other clothing item do you have that
I
is
did.
red?
I
You have
specifically
jumpsuits?
bought. Yeah. So I specifically bought like 2 set of clothing. Last year when I was about to graduate because I wanted to like rep the whole
School.
red thing. So I bought a red camisole. That's what I wore to the honors award. I wore a red jumpsuit at the PIB gala. Then I wore another red dress to
dress.
one of
Okay.
my grad. So those are the 3. So before then I did not own any single
I think
red
I need
item.
to have red as well because and what if I wear white for my graduation day?
You can wear
Flowing
anything.
white
Oh.
gown.
You can wear wedding dress. Maybe you do 2 in 1. We'll do your wedding and we'll do graduation together.
Maybe this is a Valentine's Day episode. I will now refer back to this episode and say I
Okay.
talked about it.
Okay,
that
cool.
we wear a white ball gown. Okay, not white ball gown.
All the best to you. So
But
yeah,
actually,
I bought red specifically for those, and I haven't even worn it since that time. I think UJ actually made me buy because when I used to go for events at that time, like everybody is wearing
Red,
something
black, white.
red.
No, not even white. Red, black.
Yeah,
usually.
red, black. So I was like,
Always a
okay, let
touch
me
of
do
red. Yeah.
something red. But I haven't worn it since then, Sha.
Yeah, but he's always wearing black.
Because black is, I want to say black is
not
life,
seen.
but
Black is
black
not
is
seen.
beautiful.
No, it's not.
Black is
Like,
so
literally has-
beautiful.
Black literally has no personality.
That's what you think. You need to be deep. You need to be really deep to understand. To understand the purpose of black.
Oh, this one is full deepness.
And then this one likes yellow, bad habits. That's what I call
Yellow. See, yellow is
Bad
the
habits.
sun is yellow.
Please,
Yellow is such a beautiful.
Let's not talk about anything on this podcast about what you're talking
Yellow.
about now. That's why you're wearing black. You're wearing black. I say I love yellow.
Yeah.
Anyway, see,
I'm just
we're
doing it for
diverting too much. We're diverting too much. So what are we talking about today?
We're talking about love.
What is love? If you're not here,
If you remember
with
from
me,
the previous
what
episodes, I
is
said it that Ebo has been
love?
proud. Then she started learning how to sing. Now, why are you singing in my ear? Did we ask you to sing? Did we tell you that we don't have Spotify to listen to the
All
song?
the best to you.
Anyway, we're talking about love.
Hear my own passion. I
We
say my
don't
own
want-
passion. Hear my own version. What is love, my dear?
Love, love,
Please
love.
shut up. Don't sing.
Ebo, you're bullying me and I don't like this. We just talked about kindness. You need to be kind to me
beg,
and my
get
singing voice. What is love? I feel love is feeling. Oh God.
God.
What is love? They'll tell you when you're in Bible school. There's agape love. There is eros
Philos.
love. Is it in Philos?
I say philo.
Is it Philo?
Philo.
When you say Philo, it's like it's why
I
it's
don't
Philomena.
know.
So they'll tell you there's agape love. They tell you that there's eros love. They
Yeah.
say agape love is the love from God.
Yeah.
Eros love is like romantic love. So I think love. What is love?
That's a very good question. In my mind, anytime somebody says what is love, what comes to my mind? For God so loved the world that He gave His only begotten Son, that whosoever believeth in Him shall not perish but have everlasting life. That's love. Love is
Dying
I
for
can
your
literally
friend.
do
I can literally
whatever
die for you.
You can die for me, right?
I'm saying God.
No, like you.
Yeah.
You can die for me.
Yeah, they said no greater love.
So if
than
somebody
this.
wants to shoot, like
Wait,
if there's a
let me
bullet
finish my
coming
Bible.
down,
My Bible verse.
wait,
No
first
greater-
now, wait.
No greater love than this.
So no greater love than this,
than to
So
lay
I'm
down
saying-
your life for a friend.
Okay, so that's what I'm saying that.
So this
you
is
can-
my
you can-
friend.
so
I can
you
lay down.
This one bad. Me.
I can
So
lay
wait.
down my life.
Wait first now. So you can actually lay down your life for me.
Yes.
So if there's a bullet come, you can catch a
I
bullet.
just like
for
this.
me. I think you're watching
I'll
video having a lot.
But you know, is that you know that the human, like, I'm not really that fast. So before the speed of the bullet and the speed of me jumping in front of you.
You know what's called adrenaline, right? You know.
So you
wait,
yourself did not have adrenaline.
no, at that point, I'm scared. You're not like,
You're not
like
sure.
I'll take.
You
You
know?
know, I'll take this bullet from me. You know, just fly.
You're not
Right,
the
I
one-
hit you. You know,
know?
but I'm like, oh my god.
The bullet now passed through me, Abby. You know what? I'm just remembering all these movies that you see on like just movies generally. That something's about to happen, they will not be shocked. I'm like, I'm always shouting at the movies. I will not be shouting.
He's
Why
moving
can't
now.
you move?
He's moving now. They've paid you not to move. Why will you move?
You say they paid you not to move. But I'm like, in times like that, do you feel you will move or you will not move?
I don't feel in the movie.
You know when you see movie scenes like that something is happening and they can run away, they will not be shocked, like they'll be petrified, they'll not be shaking, standing on their own. And
I don't feel anything
run
though,
away.
because in my head they've paid you to do it. So.
No, I'm not talking about like movie setting. I'm saying that if you were in that setting, do you think you'll be petrified like that or you will run?
I think it depends, because this is something I said about adrenaline. It's actually real. Sometimes your brain,
Adrenaline is real, we know.
yeah. So sometimes your brain communicates something different to you before you can even comprehend it. You do something very stupid, especially when it's like it's a flight or fight kind of scenario. So it's not after you now be like, I didn't know when I jumped that fence. So
Yeah.
like sometimes you just do something very stupid. So sometimes it can be real. Sometimes
No, I'm not even saying it's not real. But I'm saying
like
that
what you would do.
Do you think you ever be in a situation where you know when you're watching a movie and you're like, this person is stupid, or why are you not running? Why are you standing in one place? Like maybe just like for example now, maybe a lion, a lion enters a room and you're like, there's a balcony here, just quickly run and jump. People not be like doing, don't come closer, that kind of thing. And you know you'll be outside there watching the movie and you're like, why is this girl being stupid? Like just run or turn a corner or whatever. So do you think adrenaline will make you stay there, like shock? Not adrenaline this time, maybe like shock or like fear will make you rooted, that you will not move, or like your instincts for survival will kick in and you just be like, whoa.
At that point, I would say my instinct for survival. But again, if somebody is in that scenario and the person is standing there, I don't think I would say, are you stupid? Because again, I feel like people go through different things when things happen. Some people it's shock and they cannot even move or do anything. And some people is to run. Me, I'm Nigerian. My own first instinct would be to run. Even if anything is happening, if people are running like this, I will run.
I think it's generally because you are black.
So, but some other people is shocked. Some people will be like, oh my God, I'm shocked. I can't move. I can't do anything. So I think it depends.
And again, I can't remember this
scenario.
We are diverting. But before we go course correct, I remember one thing that happened. I can't remember what it was, but I remember that I was shaking. I remember like it didn't have happened. I had maybe escaped or whatever, and my hands were like this, like they just kept on moving, like, and I was like, what's happening? Like the thing had happened though, but my hand was still shaking, like, so I was feeling like the after effects. So what is love?
I've told you my own love. I feel like love is very deep. I mean we'll get to the whole Valentine love and stuff like that, but I think love is very, very deep. And sometimes I pray about it, because the thing is, love your neighbor, like love everybody, really, no matter how you feel about them, no matter how you think that things should be, you should love everyone. So it should be like, you should have a no hate, you should literally like everybody, you should be able to converse with everybody. It does not mean you are conversing with everybody, but you should have that heart of, this person is a human being, and as much as you're a human being, I have like genuine love for you. But
you have genuine love for every human being.
That's it. That's
what love is supposed to be, right?
Yeah, that's literally.
I thought you were saying you have genuine love for every human being.
No, I'm saying that the ideal is, again, for God, if we are using the
God as
scriptural,
standard,
that should be the ideal. Like love your neighbor. Who is your neighbor? Literally everybody around you. Literally everybody are meeting, right? So, but
that's why when you were saying that, I was like,
No, that's why I'm saying that this is also something I pray about, because the thing is, we are human beings and we have, again, perception about people.
People have done you strong thing. Like
somebody does something
bad
to you,
things to you,
and the first thing that you say is, hey, if thunder should just strike,
if God should put you in my hands, the thing I will do for you.
That's the thing. So, but again, I feel like these days, so Tunchi taught me this thing. Tunchi prays about everything. When I first met her, like she prays about, let me say in code, the stupidest things. So somebody does something for her and she's like, don't worry, I'll be praying for them. I'm like, dude, I don't get it. Like, she'd be like, like before I came for that meeting, I prayed for this person. In my head, I'm like, I was not praying. In my head, I'm thinking about how to. But I feel like these days, I've gotten to that point where if I see that I'm having a negative feeling about somebody, which I do, I'm just like, God, I beg, help me to not hate this person. Like, help me to, control myself, control my, and then I find myself praying. In fact, I've seen it a couple of times, praying for that person. And then in a way, I kind of have is
With that
about
person.
yeah. And it doesn't mean that I will now see you and go and hug you or whatever. I will most likely not do that, but I shouldn't be in that state of mind of this person is
this person is up, this person is
terrible
like against
or whatever.
me, yeah.
I don't want to have that kind of mindset towards anybody, because I feel like it doesn't even give you peace. And I've actually discovered that too. Like, I don't like it when something takes peace away from me. So most times when I say that I'm thinking about this person a lot, and I'm like, you're not even supposed to be taking space like that. Like, please. So that should be the ideal love. But like I said, it's a battle.
It's a battle, honestly.
May God help us.
Because even one part of the Bible talks about you praying for your enemies, and you're now thinking, okay, somebody that is trying to kill me, why should I? So I think that's even the major one I struggle with, because I'm like, God, sometimes in my prayers I'm always like, I don't know, I cannot be. It's just weird. But I think what I want to go to next is, I just remember that maybe because I have like a diary. That diary that I bought that has like, it's like a daily planner. And I remember that for the month of February, so I think for the month of January it was motivation, I guess, because we just entered the new year and everything. So for the month of February it was passion. And they said, what are you passionate about? And I actually wrote that I don't actually think I'm passionate about anything, like, because I think maybe I have like an idealized version of what passion is supposed to be. Maybe from watching all these old movies, like growing up and everything, you see how people are passionate, like all this Romeo and Juliet kind of love, that this one is drinking poison because this one is wanting. And I was writing, I was like, I was just thinking to myself that I need to further reflect on this, because I wrote that I don't think I have passion for anything. So where do you think passion falls into in love? Because this is the Valentine special, right? And people tend to think of Valentine's Day as Lover's Day. Like, let me not say tend to, like, that's literally what it is. Valentine's Day as Lover's Day. But there are different dimensions of love, like we talked about. Where do you think passion comes into it?
I don't understand. Passion in love, like in loving somebody.
Like, you know how it's like,
or passion for something. Is it passion for somebody or passion for something?
So in this case, now we're talking about passion for somebody, like, because it's like love. We're talking about love, like to stay consistent on theme. So passion for somebody, just like the example of like Romeo and Juliet of, I must marry you, otherwise I will die.
I think before we even talk about passion for somebody, we have to talk about a romantic setting, right? So we're talking about like the Eros love that you talked about, like, loving somebody. And you're not talking about, am I passionate for somebody? Is that what you're saying?
What does it mean when you're like, when you have passion? Like, because the way it's stylized or the way it's portrayed, it seems like this, if you don't love me kind of thing, I will kill myself. So like, that's obviously going to the negative side.
I think you're watching a lot of K-dramas.
It's not but this is your bias speaking. I think bias speaking.
So that's my issue. That's why I stopped watching K-drama.
It's like, never watch
I watched Boys Over Flower. That counts.
Oh no. So you know that. So this is not from. This is not from like a K-drama.
What exactly do you mean by, are you passionate about? Like, I mean, what does that even mean? Are you passionate in the sense that you're talking about it? Are you passionate about somebody?
Like, what passion in love?
Yes. Now, if you're in a relationship with the person, are you not passionate about the person?
You're looking like that. Are you not passionate about it? No.
Yeah.
No. What I'm trying to say is that they make it seem like, especially a lot of like all these Hollywood movies, they make it seem like this fire.
This is exactly what we're talking about.
It's Hollywood. Not K-drama. It's not. That's K-drama. It's not K-drama. It's not K-drama.
Nollywood.
So that's what I'm saying. That's why I started it with. Maybe I have an idealized view of what it is, because when I think of passion, because of all these things that you watch and everything.
So what do you think about? So when somebody says, "Are you passionate about somebody?" What comes to your head?
Like fire burning. Like
What does fire burning mean?
If maybe lion is coming, I will fight the lion for you. I will jump in front of a grenade for you. All those things.
I will catch a grenade for you.
I will stand in front of a bullet. You know, all those kind of things. Like, Romeo and Juliet. If I can't marry
my
you,
dear, lion will come and the person will run away to be you and your lion.
If I don't marry you, I will drink poison and kill myself. You know, those kind of.
No, I don't. Well,
extreme.
So again,
extreme to
maybe.
That.
I don't say maybe I'm not. I don't know if I've ever. Let me not say it here because I feel like whatever I say will be used against me.
Okay, we can move beyond that. We can move beyond that. But like,
I don't know if you have an answer to that.
Let us know.
Provide it. If you have in a very passionate, I will drink poison for you. I will jump in front of the lion. But I feel like
you can't do all those things. Like, okay, say what you're saying.
In my opinion, though, I feel like I can do. Okay, so let me ask you a question. If your sibling or your parent is going through something, or let's say you're in a setting and then somebody comes and throws egg at your mom, for instance, what would be your first reaction?
I'll be like, oh, the egg is spilling.
Something's wrong. That's your first reaction. Okay,
No.
sorry.
I'm not the right person for this question. No, actually, like obviously anger and like, why are you doing this? I'll probably confront the person, like check if my mom is okay.
Exactly.
I confront the person
because that person, because he's your mother and you have some love and passion for your mom. If God forbid anything wrong happens, I feel like your very first instant at that point would be to jump in front of that thing and say, how can we solve this thing? You won't have that same passion for someone who you don't really have any
interpersonal relationship
with. Maybe the best you say is, oh, hey, yeah, sorry, you. Do you get? So there are different levels to this thing. And I'm using your mom because I feel like you have a very good relationship with your family, right? And I feel like that's one of the, maybe not the only, but that's, I'm sure, one of the highest point of love. If you're measuring the love that you have for people, right? So now think about that. Do you think you're passionate about your family?
Yes, I think so.
Right. So it's the same thing about, now think about when you start building your own family, when you have somebody that, because obviously before you get married to a person, you are probably vulnerable to that person.
True.
When you start building a relationship with someone, is at the initial stage. Obviously, there's initial gra. There's I'm trying to toast you, kiniko. There's that. But trust me, when you now start getting deeper, then you now start to build some form of familiarity with this person, some form of vulnerability with this person, and some form of trust. Now, imagine yourself with that person in the next 5-10 years. Do you think that if something happens to that person, just like I said, that happens to your mom, do you think that you're not passionate about that thing?
No, well, true.
So I think that Nollywood has painted a picture of, if somebody comes to you and the person is not painting a picture of, I will die for you, or put it, I'm not even going to answer you if that's your pitch to me.
No, that's not even the pitch. So, well, I understand what you're trying to say.
But yeah, I'm saying that, like, a lot of guys, they are coming to you with the gra of, if we catch a grenade for you. You don't know me, bro. See, there are so many things that will happen, and I'm not even married though, but I've spoken to a lot of people that are married, that are in a relationship, that are, people break up in relationship and things like that. You think the person that you thought that you are doing a collar, was that the extra cool with 5 years ago, that you catch a grenade? Where is that person today?
You know what's going on with that person's life now.
And that's the person that you thought that you good. Like, I mean, at that point, you're like, if anything should happen to this girl, I will. But my dear, where are you today?
So I feel like the extra cool, where are they today?
Passion comes with time. You were born into a particular family. You've grown with your family. Your family has been there for you a lot of times. If anything should, God forbid that anything happens to my family, I will jump up and be like, I think you've been in a scenario where I can remember there was one time in the night my sister called. I couldn't sleep about this particular thing, and that's because I have so much passion. Now, if somebody else calls me about maybe somebody, that
you
I'm not, I will be like, oh my God, I'm sorry, I'll be praying for you, but I will most likely not wake up all night.
Sleepless nights.
That's the thing. So it's, again, passion is not about what this person says for you, or
it's not fire.
I think it comes with, in my opinion though, it comes
so
with,
that makes more sense if you're looking at it from that side, because you can't just maybe for the romantic relationship, you can't just get into a relationship now and already be passionate. I think that's what I would say for me personally. Some people, it might happen for them like straight away like that, but some things, it takes time with it. So I think, again, we are different, just like you said. Some people, maybe God has shown them in their dreams, but maybe when she got, I saw you fetching water. I saw you fetching water from the well for me. It
do
means we are destined.
Do you believe in love at first sight?
I don't. I feel like when people come to me, first of all, I'm already like, oh God, because I'm like, I don't want to hear anything you have to say to me. Like, that's my inner thoughts. So it's going to take a lot for you to come and tell me you had
but
love.
This person saw you fetching water inside your dream.
That's your problem, bro. Like, that's really your personal problem. Because I think I just had some things in my mind already, even while growing up, that there are a lot of things I didn't even want to happen. So, and this whole, because again, I think when you're exposed to some things and you see that there is no correlation. For example, now I remember when I was really young. So that's why I think one thing I think that I was passionate about is that I'm passionate about women and like their experiences and in life. And I remember when I was growing up, I was really young. Like, what did I even know? And I was walking on the street, and this old man riding a bicycle was fine girl. And in my head, I'm like, what are you like? Why? So like naturally, when people come to me, I already have that defense mechanism of don't talk to me. Like, what do you have to say to me? And things like that. So I think even right from time, I was already praying to God that, if I even want to get into any romantic relationship, we have to be friends first of all. Like, we have to know you can't just come and tell me I saw you in a dream, or I saw you fetching water, or this is so like. I think God already knew that I was not, or that I am not prepared for any love. Like, you cannot, if let's say for example, when God fashioned one man for me, that is like, this is Omolorun's man. I don't know what your name is, but this is Omolorun's man. And he now comes to me and he now tells me, I saw you at first sight and I loved you. And it's the truth because God fashioned him for me. I can't believe you. Like, or to me, I'll just be like, what are you saying? Like, what do you know about me? That's literally my first thought. Like, what do you know about me that you love me? Or what do you know about me? Do you get? So I think I already had that thought of first love. I don't believe in it, so it cannot be something that happens for me, quote unquote. So back at you, do you believe in love at first sight?
Oh no.
Why did you say it like that?
No. You already know I don't, because a lot of mad people are roaming about. I don't even know how people to believe in love at first sight. I don't have my trust.
But it happens to people.
My trust in strange people. It's like this. It's like these. In fact, it's like these. I don't do.
Yeah.
I mean, so it's if for instance, now if I see a fine guy, maybe very fine guy, tall, do everything, from afar, I can admire. I'm like, God will really worked on you, fine everything. But trust me, the last thing on my mind is loving that person.
Yeah.
Because I feel like, again, love is not. You can't sell love to me by what you see. Love, in my opinion, is a track record of things that I see, and I have to know you. I remember something. Oh God, I wish. Okay, don't let me say anything. I remember there was one time like that. Myself and Twinchi were serving in Abuja, and so we used to see somebody, and I won't tell where. I'm sure if she listens to this, she know where. She knows where. You know when you're just like, this person is fine.
I remember the story.
And you're like, this person is fine, and then when we talk, have conversation, like, this guy is fine. The first time I heard this person talk, Jesus. Father Lord, have mercy on my life. I'm not going to say it because this is girls' glasses are gone. But like, imagine me now seeing you, and I'm like, I love this guy. I will not see you talk. That's all as flex.
It's like the story I told you about
the sleepers one.
I was like, that day the crush died.
So exactly. So in my opinion, love is an action word. Love is not something that I see.
An action word.
And I mean, I envy people that say, oh, I loved this guy from the moment I saw him. That's like, good.
Like how though? But tell us how. Like if it happened to you, like if you be with somebody and it was love at first sight.
Let us
tell
know.
us how.
Honestly, maybe our hearts.
Maybe our see. That's why I don't say I'm so cold more because nah.
Yeah. So again, love, in my opinion, this is my opinion. Love is a track record.
I like how you said that love is a track record because you can't. I think that just sums it up perfectly based on like romantic relationships. Like you have to have a track record. You don't just suddenly love me. Like except you are God and you are not God.
Exactly.
Because let's be real, you're not God. So except you are God, God is the only one that loved us first before we even loved him. So you can't just tell me that how bro, come on, like
you don't know me. Like
really, I can be like, what if I'm mad? Like God forbid I'm not mad. But what if I don't have sense? Like
even people that love you, like even people that you're in a romantic relationship that love you, trust me, there are some things that you will do and they'll be like, this is the girl that I said I love you. and vice versa. Yeah. So again, God will help us. Anyway, that's let's leave that. Let's talk about
Valentine's Day.
We are talking about everything is Valentine's Day.
Talking about Valentine's Day. Remember one thing we talked about in one of the earlier episodes? I love how I can say earlier episodes. When we talked about how, Valentine's Day, people will be like, oh, every day is a day of love.
Yeah.
So would you be mad if you're in a romantic relationship and you don't celebrate Valentine's? But there's something that was trending recently. And they were saying that you have to officially ask whoever is your partner to be your Valentine.
No. I mean, I personally have joked about it, but I don't think it's that deep. Trust me, if you are in a relationship with me and you still have to ask me, bro, I'm automatically your Valentine. Like, I feel like people bant a lot, and I think there are a lot of social media trends
Antics and things
that people are trying to jump on, and then somebody will now build, oh, you don't love me because you did not ask me to be your Valentine.
True.
I feel like even if we are dating and you don't buy me don't do that. Don't try it. But even if it now happens,
and what if the person is broke? What if the person is going through things?
I will know if you're broke.
Okay. But so because
I will know if you're broke.
Accept if there's nothing for Valentine's Day.
And again, it's the thought that matters. You can't tell me that you're broke and you cannot buy
you cannot think of
anything.
Something and you cannot thought. Okay.
So I feel like it's in my opinion, I feel like it's it. I've joked about it, but trust me, it's not. I will not say oh, because you did not ask me, I better get out.
No, they'll tell you that it's to keep the, like, I think especially for married couples, like to keep the passion.
Yeah, I mean, if it happens, it's good. I love it when guys and even ladies are thoughtful, and sometimes, some people just like to be, just like you said, spike up things, I love thoughtful guys. But again, I won't be mad. I better get out. I will ask me to be your Valentine.
I will thoughtful girl.
Your Valentine.
Don't worry.
Anyway, don't worry. So, like, I love it when guys are thoughtful and things like that. But if you don't do it, I will not say, because you did not do it, you don't love me anymore. Yeah.
I'm even. I feel like I need to have, like, some things I really don't care about. Not like I really don't. I don't say I don't care about it.
Okay, so you won't care if your partner is quiet about Valentine, like doesn't do anything, it's just a normal day, doesn't greet you, like,
okay, there might be greetings like, oh, happy Valentine's Day or whatever, but if you don't,
so somebody should just say happy Valentine's Day. That suffices for you.
I think it based on the situation. Yeah.
Okay, that's cool. That's nice. That's
understanding
nice.
Girlfriend. I mean,
understanding girlfriend.
No, I think because I'm even like, do I even have the energy? Because you want to do, if you are saying, for example, now you're like, oh, I like thoughtful guys that put some things in. Am I also being thoughtful? Because I feel like, okay, I think it's based on my energy. Because if I'm like, oh, I beg, this Valentine's safe, let me not even do anything. If you now do something for me, I might not be feeling bad. That kind of thing. So like, it has to be like, is it reciprocatory now? If that's the word. Like, it has to be like vice versa.
That does make sense, actually. So that makes sense, Sha.
So if I'm not really about it, and you're about it, okay, fine, cool, I can walk towards what you're feeling, but nah.
But at least you are not about it. That's the summary.
Yeah, I won't say I'm not about it. I think I just have times and seasons.
Please, I beg you, don't change mouth,
no,
because now you already said that happy Valentine suffices.
In some situations,
I'm talking about you. Don't talk about some situations. Like
some situations,
Valentine's Day is next week. Does happy Valentine suffice? Like, just say happy Valentine. Happy Valentine.
I need to ride me hot air balloon. Actually,
so like, does not have sense. Please I like you. Like, just like we said, be consistent. I like when people don't used to change, but be consistent.
No. I'm trying to say that I don't want to say I don't care. I don't want to say I don't care. But there are some times that you will not care.
I think it depends on how your relationship is at that point, and how the other person is also. So again, I think the worst mistake anybody can make is judge your relationship based on social media trends. That's
the truth.
That's the worst thing.
That's the truth.
Because sometimes some people, I saw one YouTube, whatever, like a YouTuber that I used to follow. She was doing, her husband was clocking 40 years, and then she was doing 40 gifts for the 40 years. So she was giving her husband gifts every day. And then at some point she stopped, and she was like, this was based on the mutual agreement, because her husband feel like they could use the money that she was using for a gift for another capital project that is going on in their home. And that, in my opinion, that was so sweet, because this person is a content creator who is obviously making content out of 40 days for my. And then the husband was like, look, I get that you're making content, let's have a conversation about this. Maybe this is what we need to do, right? Let's put our energy and our money into this. I know that you love me, and the gifts, although I appreciate them, does not define the love. Do you get? And I'm like, that's so awesome. These are conversations that couple have. Now I will not say that how will you say that? Did you see kiniko? Did you see that? I just, like you said, that there are times, and I actually do agree with you. I was just teasing you, because there are certain times in your life, let's say you're even going through a lot in your home, God forbid, they are going through things. There are sometimes that
Think about
Valentine is the last
thing
thing
on your mind.
that you think about.
Yeah.
Valentine is the last thing that you think about.
So
And it's a mutual agreement. It's not because it's Valentine. But there's some people they
Valentine. It's
Who
not
is a
even.
Valentine?
You get so sometimes I'm like, okay, it's not that deep. So I think a lot of just like you said, like don't allow social media also control your life, and also depending on where you are in your relationship as well. Don't look at things and say, oh, they are giving them money bouquet, they are doing pararan for them, they are singing for them and all of that. And nothing. Look at the things around, like what's even happening first of all, because sometimes life just happens and things just get away with you. I was saying this last week now that I was so busy that I wasn't even calling anybody. Like I was just, things were happening. So my sister is even house hunting and she would send like videos. But I was just looking at what they were saying about it. I couldn't even watch the video. That was how like intense I was with the things I was doing. So sometimes okay, obviously you will not forget birthdays, but I feel like some things like Valentine's are like, I don't say inconsequential, but like in the grand scheme of things, there are a lot more other things that you can focus your energy on than Valentine's Day.
I agree,
but you will do something
on the flip side.
I think it's about the thoughts,
because
somebody
will not come here and now say that Ebonamolora have said that Valentine's Day does not matter. I think we said this before that it's about the attitude. There are certain guys that and ladies that you know that okay, this person is not like that. It's just the condition. But there are people that their own
condition or no condition
is Valentine is not for anybody. Valentine is just the normal day. Valentine,
no.
I feel like if you have the means, again, just like you said about spiking things up, and sometimes even during rough seasons, I feel like imagine during rough seasons, and then somebody in a relationship is like, I know that we are going through a lot right now, but today's Valentine's Day, and then I just said, let me appreciate you, even if it is a small token. Do you know that will go a long way?
Definitely.
Do you know that person will now be like, oh my god, this person is so thoughtful.
Definitely.
So that being said, again, there are two sides of a coin, like I always see. There are times when, number one, understand your partner, understand where your relationship is at. But the second side is, don't also be too insensitive to now say that Valentine's Day is nothing. Again, me personally, I love great gestures and I give great gestures too. Although I think a lot of times people think that Valentine's Day is a guy doing something for the lady.
It doesn't have to be.
It doesn't have to be, but let me know.
It's mostly on the guys to do something. Like culturally and societally, that's how it's always pictured. But I don't think if you are in a relationship with somebody and it's Valentine's Day and you kind of know, maybe you know that your guy is very thoughtful, buys gifts and all of that, and you know he's going to spend money, like, and you're just there, you can also give the person a Valentine's Day gift. Nothing stops you from also giving the person a Valentine's Day gift. So I think it just depends. And I was going to say that this topic is actually leading us to things like love languages, right?
Yeah, we'll get to love languages and let us to talk about some things before we get to love languages.
Okay, go ahead.
What has your previous Valentine's Day been like? Have you experienced somebody being thoughtful to you, or have you been thoughtful to somebody?
I don't used to celebrate Valentine's Day before.
Oh my god! You know, because I hate me that man.
It does not matter see. This is not about man. This is about whether I was spurred to act or not. Whether I was spurred to act or not. But I think so. That's what I'm saying. That I really don't care for some things. Sometimes
I get that again. Be very truthful to yourself. Is it because you actually genuinely did not care, or you had somebody and then both of you just did not care and it was normal?
I think it was just normal.
So you had somebody, but both of you did not care.
No, what are you saying?
This is just a
shit. When you ask me the question, I'm like, where are you going to? Because I don't know what you're talking about.
I know the answers to these things, but I just wanted us to get that point.
There's a video I saw recently about one girl that has been shady like Valentine's Day. She did 3 years in a row. She has been bitter for 3 years in a row.
Oh my god.
But
oh god. So okay. See, let me tell you something. I feel like some of the things I would say about, how people used to come out, they be like, I have so many experiences about relationship. I think we're the worst.
But no, speak for yourself. I said, don't speak for me. No.
Okay, so
I can speak about other people's relationships.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so so if you can speak about other people's relationship, what's the best gesture you've seen?
Cupcakes. Okay, so there was I used to be a baker.
Okay.
But there was somebody who was actually dating. So the guy was this he was abroad when we were still in Nigeria, and then he came to us as Hannah Cakes that we should actually create like a box for his girlfriend. And I think the girlfriend was, I don't know what their story was and everything, but the guy was shot abroad and all of that. So he wrote like, we had like 6 copies, like we created like a fancy box. So I have to look for a video of it, but like he had like chocolate, he had wine and everything. So it's like a big rectangular box that when you open, the thing falls into like 4 this thing. And there was like a really sweet note and everything. And I'm like, for you to be that intentional, because sometimes too, and it was even before all these things on social media really came out and all of that. But he like, because we didn't used to do that, like, but because he had bought like a cake for her birthday before, and he was like, okay, can you guys do this? That he wants to do this, he wants to do this, he wants to do this. So like that was like our first experiment, and we did it. So, and it was very intentional, because it's very easy for you to say, oh, the situation of the country is not good, let me send money. You can send money, like not saying you can't send money, but that added thoughts, because to me, I'm all about what's the thoughts behind what you're doing. So it's like, oh, you know that maybe she probably likes chocolate, because he specified the kind of chocolates we should buy. He was like, oh, she likes this, she likes this, she likes this. So he gathered our favorite chocolates, he gathered some nice things, and now we curated the box, we showed him, and he was like, okay, like, yeah, he likes it. So things like that are really nice to people like that, because that means you understand what they've been talking about, you understand them as a person, and you understand that when they receive that kind of thing, they will understand, because she wasn't expecting it. Because they had been talking like usual now, time difference and all of that. And next thing she got a delivery, and it was from him. So like so that, cool. That was really nice. So what was the most one you've seen?
I've seen plenty. I don't even know. I'm just trying to think of which one comes to my head at this point. I think I remember there was one time one of the person I worked with surprised his wife with like small chops and things, and then sent it to her bank. The lady was a banker, so sent it to her bank, and then did the whole thingy. But I think
I've done parent too for my boss.
Yeah, but please never do parana for me. Like, don't come to my place of work doing parana. Like, I feel like you're calling attention. So everybody's attention.
Another thing again. This is like diving deep, or like proposals, and how they will now like be in ShopRite. You will now,
please, I beg in the name of God.
Everyone will be, yes, say yes, say yes. So it comes with a level of understanding. There are some people that they some like all this bling bling. They like to be like the center of attention and things like that.
Some people love it, but I personally love private moments. I love private moments. So I mean, I've received Valentine's Day gesture before too, and it was actually really, really thoughtful. I don't think I gave out during the Valentine's Day, but I've given like before and after. So I think I'm also, maybe I need to work on it, but like I'm also like, oh yeah, I love you when a guy, just like an act of thought, right? Like especially when I know, oh, you can, or just have that gesture of, this is Valentine's Day and this is so sweet and thoughtful, right? Which is really nice. So, but yeah, I give my friends, not talk of people, someone that I'm in a relationship with. But anyway, like, I haven't really done, but I received gesture, and it was actually really thoughtful, which I liked. Like you could, just like you said, I can tell that this person like puts, act and thought to it. So again, I think before then, I wasn't really, if I'm not dating anybody, like I'm not even thinking about Valentine's Day. I will scroll through it and I was like, but it ends there. I'm not even going back to think about, somebody did not give me.
Let me come in here. When you're talking about scroll past and everything, that's why I'm saying that sometimes I just don't care, because it's just like how recently now there have been a lot of weddings happening in the Nigerian space, like Nigerian celebrity space. Started with Kunle Remi, now this Vicky James. And people are posting online and they're like, even we said that we are married though, that is they are peppering us, and in my head I'm like,
let them do their thing now.
I honestly don't even, like, I was telling Tiana today, and Tiana I was on the call with, yes, I was like, if I even want to get married, I'm most likely not even going to do anything. Like, if it's for me to hire what they call them, wedding planner and all of that, like, I literally just want you to wake me up and say, oh yeah, come and do your makeup now, come and do this now, oh yeah, wear your gown now, because I really do not even have any second thought of, oh, I want to wear like this gown or like, but like this Vicky James wedding, she has been giving people back to back, and people are commenting, and I'm like, it doesn't even move me. Like, some things don't move me. But if you're
that kind of person, I've been watching the content. In fact, I just scroll through, I'll be like, oh, I can't watch live. I watch how they're dancing.
You will not be having sleepless nights and thinking, oh God,
once I close my phone, do you know how many things I'm thinking about in a day? But the thing is, I'm happy for her. Like,
No,
Trust
for
me.
sure, for sure.
And the thing is, I saw like the Ashwebi Kini. I think I put it on some of my
The
like
green Ashwebi.
yeah, and I'm like, these people slay.
They really tried. Their
Even
designs
I
were
see it,
mad.
I'm like, well, it's Vicky James anyway.
Yeah.
She's a madass designer, so
But
she's
she's
a
not the one
great
that sold
designer.
their clothes now. She's the one that sold their clothes.
She sold some of their clothes.
Oh,
So,
nice.
but not all. Like I think just a few of them.
Nice,
So
nice.
I mean, she's good. But I mean, again, I won't go back and say oh da 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 da.
Mm-hmm.
But okay, so let's talk about what's your ideal. Okay, so let's say oh now you are say ideally you're in a relationship with someone,
Mm-hmm.
and then you're like oh let's say again. You might not think about those things if you're not in a relationship, but let's say you're in a relationship now. Sometimes you not have thought of, I have a boyfriend, though. It would be great to have a Valentine Day gesture. What would be your ideal Valentine?
First of all, you need to come and pick me up in helicopter because I spray. I'm Laura, I love you on the banner. Because why are you coming to pick me in an helicopter and there's no I love you there? But if I'm thinking about like a Valentine's Day gesture, honestly, it's just going to be between the two of us. Like, first of all, I don't even like going out, but let me not be saying that online.
You don't like going out?
No, I feel like the build up to going out, I don't like it. But when I'm out, I enjoy myself. So like when I know that I have to go out to like a dinner by 9, by 6, like from 5, I'm really like, oh god, I have to go out for a dinner. 6, oh god, I have to go out for a dinner. I'm already getting ready and all of that. Then when I'm not at the dinner, it's like, oh yeah, this is really nice. This place is really beautiful. They have really good food, whatever, and I enjoy myself. But like, I think because I'm like very introverted, it's like I don't even want to go out. Like I don't want to. No, I think it's more I don't want to be in I don't want to say uncomfortable position, but I just don't like going out. I would say I just don't like going out. But when I'm out, people will not say I'll end up talking and everything. So I think it's just the build up to me going out is always very uncomfortable for me because I'm always like I don't want to like I'm going
Wait
out.
first. Hold that thought. Now let's now go back to what you said originally. I think that would help us answer this question better. What is okay? So we all know the 5 love languages, right? Act of service, word of affirmation, physical touch, gifts, and what's the last thing?
Words of
Quality
affirmation.
time.
Oh,
No, I've said so quality time. So what's your own? And I mean, again, if you don't know the meaning, please go and Google it too.
There's
Nobody
a
else
book
could
about
tell
it.
you.
There's a book about it.
Who wrote that book? There's a popular
It's,
person.
something Chapman. I think Gary Chapman.
Yeah, it's Gary. So
Mine is gifts.
so your your
giving
preferred is gifts.
Yes.
Okay.
I
So you
giving
like,
gifts.
but you also like
I like receiving
receiving.
gifts as well.
Okay, so that's your own preferred. Okay, so now answer the question of what would be your ideal
What would be my ideal?
Valentine Day gesture?
My ideal Valentine Day gesture. I think it will be if you write me a letter. If you write me a letter, and I don't know, maybe depending on whatever it is that has been happening in the relationship or whatever. If you write me a letter, I feel that I will feel more touched. If you write me a letter, send me a present, or like, oh, I want to give you this.
So letter is not enough. You have to put
You can
present.
no. I'm just saying, like, it's an example. Like, if you write a letter and it's like with something.
No,
You don't-
let's
if you
say
if
just
you write
letter.
me a letter, honestly,
That's fine.
I'm honestly fine with
Okay,
it because
cool. I just want to confirm. You don't have to explain. I just want to confirm.
I'm fine with it. So and it's like, so I'm not the one that likes, oh, so we can, if you want to go for a dinner or whatever, like I'm down to do all of that. But if you tell me that this is my Valentine, not even like a Valentine's Day gift, like you don't even have to explicitly say, oh, this is for Valentine, but it's like, oh, it's Valentine's Day, you send me like a letter, or you write something to me that, oh yeah, I'm alone, blah 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 and everything.
Yeah.
I feel like that's enough. That's enough.
Yeah.
But if there are like other things of, oh, let's go out, let's dress up, let's do this, let's do that, fine, cool. We can make the memories, we can take the pictures and all of that.
Yeah.
But those things are not the things that will now make me say, wow, I celebrated Valentine's Day.
Okay, but it's letter that will make you say that.
Something like that. Because I feel that, so I think that's what I like about gifts, because the gifts don't even have to be, oh, I bought you a diamond ring, or I bought you like a whatever, something so expensive. I think the true love in giving gifts is the fact that I mentioned that, oh, I'm always having dry lips, and then you gave me lip balm. That's what I'm
Yeah,
just saying,
entering
like,
into act of service. So
No, that's
because
not act of
gift
service.
is somebody maybe like, oh, you like to receive gifts. Maybe somebody goes to a store and be like, oh, I saw this and I just want to gift you this.
yeah, that's gifts.
Because act of service is like doing something thoughtful so for somebody, right? Like, oh, maybe you know that this person is not feeling well, you make the person breakfast, or you know that this person needs something, then you get the person that thing, right?
Maybe acts of service can be my second one, but like I feel like gifts first one, maybe acts of service second one.
Okay.
For you.
Well, my own
Mine
is act of service. Yes, I love it when people are thoughtful about me. So yeah, it's act of service. I love it when people are like, oh, I know that you need this thing. I know that you're stressed or whatever. Let's do this or let's do that. So I love when a guy is thoughtful. Then the second one,
and I don't even think it has to even be romantic relationship. But go on, because I remember the one thing that happened to. I remember you were telling me after you came back from Ore's wedding, and there was one of these bridesmaids that you met that you guys clicked. And I think you were working that time in Surulere, and you were like, she just called you, and she was like, she's coming, and she brought food for you and something. I remember you were very oh, I can't believe this person did this and all of that. So it doesn't even have to be like romantic relationship,
even
in friendships.
I feel like, and I think a lot of the friends that I have, we are probably close because of act of service too. Like we are close because I feel like, oh, this person is not in quote selfish. Like I feel like, oh, this person thinks about other people, something like that. So yeah. Then the second one is word of affirmation. And I realized this after I experienced it.
Do you know I was going to say that? I was going to say that none of us word of affirmation does not rank I for any of us. Say your story.
So now let me explain this. Now, word of affirmation is something similar to what you said about somebody writes you a letter. I love handwritten letters. So word of affirmation for me is we have been in this relationship for so, and I appreciate you in my life, and I love how you're doing this. Even if you put feedback there, I don't mind. So I love. So now I'm like,
so is that words of affirmation?
Yeah,
I thought words of affirmation was like, oh, you look so beautiful today.
No, not
you did
exactly.
a great job. Or you are doing well in work.
I mean, that's part of it.
I think that's words of affirmation, not what you're saying.
No, what I'm saying is also word of affirmation. Okay. It's like, oh, you are doing really great. Like, oh, this relationship has been awesome. That's also word of affirmation. So, I mean, you don't have to necessarily... No, again, I won't put the burden on you to be saying every time that I look beautiful. Trust me, if you know me.
I don't even need...
You know that I'm not waiting for you to tell me.
It's like, as you're telling
me, I'll be like, this girl is vain.
It's like, as you're telling me that, you are looking beautiful, I'm like, I'll be like, even myself, I know. Like, I've been a badass since 1962. So,
I walk in front of me, I'm like,
this one's one is too much. Because, no.
My God.
Your own is an higher level. I'm still here. I'm humble.
So trust me, I don't need you. I feel like where the problem will now be is if you are trying to put me down, then it can't even work between us at all. So I don't need you to always tell me, oh,
you look beautiful.
I mean, it would be great if we are going and I dress up and you're like, oh my God, I love what you're wearing and stuff like that. That's great. But again, I'm not waiting for you to always tell me every time. But in my opinion, word of affirmation, I love it when people say, again, I feel like, ladies in a romantic relationship, they love to hear certain things. Like they love sense of security and they're like, oh, we've been in a relationship together and this has been awesome. This is going great. So what you said about letter, that was actually what I was going to say. I love especially handwritten letters. And I feel like sometimes I impose what I love on other people. I remember I was talking to somebody and the person was talking about celebrating. I don't even know if the person liked handwritten. I said, write letter for the person. Because I feel like if you read things like that, in fact, I still have things that people have. I don't throw letters away.
I don't throw anything away. My sister will tell me I'm a hoarder. Like,
no, not like you, because ordinary pali or perfume, you are putting it in your room.
No, because I just appreciate the little.
Take it out. Your own is extreme.
I appreciate it.
But like letters, like if somebody tells me something or writes something about me, I keep it because I'm like, okay, so this is. So yeah, I love it when people have those, Yeah. And again, I didn't know about this until I experienced it. So initially, I'm like, I don't care about whatever it is that you want, you have to say or whatever. I know.
Yeah.
But again, this is strictly for people that I love. Talking about people that I'm expecting this, not everybody.
Like, because you can't just be a random person and walk up to you and be like, oh, you are doing great. Like, if you can tell me I'm doing great. Me. Yeah, but you don't even know me. You're beautiful. I love you. I'm like, bro.
Exactly. So it's not again. So now that's the caveat about like, in my opinion, word of affirmation. It's like, it's not. I mean, if somebody gives me a gift, let's say I'm celebrating my birthday and I'm not going to celebrate like somebody, I will appreciate it, right? But if you now start writing things like, oh, I'll be scared. So I think in my opinion, word of affirmation, well, in my case, word of affirmation is strictly for somebody that I know or that, for instance, it might not even be, again, I love it from somebody that I'm in a romantic relationship with, but let's say it's even my friend or my sister, like, oh, we've been friends for a while. I appreciate this about you. And I love it when people write that to me. In fact, I have a lot of screenshots on my phone that friends send to me. I save it because sometimes I even go back and read it and I'm like, oh, this person means a lot to me. So that's my own word of affirmation. I'm like, affirming that, affirming my love for you and how how far we've come and things like
come
that.
across.
I love things like that. So those are the two things. The other things is, I don't know,
Quality
So,
time and what's
quality
the other
time
one?
is because
Have you mentioned everything? Physical
quality
touch,
time,
quality
physical
time. I think those
touch.
are the,
And if you say send me money too, please, I beg you in the name of
I
God,
don't mind.
send me $100,000 and be like, you know, baby, I know that.
Everyone's too humble. I want $1 million. You know,
You know that, baby, I know that you're working very hard and we collect it and
$1
we
million.
appreciate you.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Don't
so
mind.
yeah, that's my own idea.
mind at
But
all.
again, that being said,
I still want $1 million.
don't just write me letter, Sha, because I know you said that letter is enough, but please, I beg you.
Put the letter inside a bouquet of
Put it
flowers.
inside some
A bouquet of money. No,
flower
money
gone.
bouquet. Like
I
money,
beg you.
bouquet of money.
Money
Like,
bouquet.
Bouquet of money.
Now we are talking money
bouquet of
bouquet.
money. Flowers die, but flowers are also pretty.
Flowers die.
But money will not die.
Flowers die, but money
Money will not die.
money goes a long way. My
Money
brothers
bouquet
and
will not
sisters.
die. Okay.
So yeah, like I don't know what I don't know what my ideal Valentine Day will look like, but I've told you what I like. But I love surprises too. So in a way, I'm always like, okay, surprise me. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, surprise me, but also don't surprise me too much. Because if you surprise me and you now come and do proposal in the middle of church,
don't surprise me openly. It's two different things. Don't surprise me openly.
Yeah.
Don't surprise me.
So-
Me normally I don't even like.
I don't like anything attention grabbing.
No, I
like,
don't.
Don't come and put me in the center of attention and shine light on my head.
Oh no, I don't. We'll not be in a cinema. They will not show us. Everybody now start shouting. Nah.
But that one was cute though. That one of the it was because it was their family and friends that were there in that cinema. The one of where the girl was like Sleeping Beauty.
If it's just family and friends,
It was the family and friends.
please be quiet. Don't start shouting. Say yes. There's nothing I
say yes.
I don't want to hear
Say yes.
I'm like, you people should be quiet now. Hey, when everything now
But if everybody is
happens,
quiet, it now looks like they're pitying. They're like,
it's not pity.
They're sending you into a
that's
trap.
the thing. Like when you know, we're talking about proposals now. Like the best part of proposals for me is when the guy is saying, saying stuff.
I've seen you right from 17 years ago.
You
appeal to my heart and soul.
The Perry is how although that was open, but I feel like that was their community.
If you want to marry me, just go and write poetry for me. Oh God, no, poetry will always get me. Like if you go and watch, what's their name? The Perrys. Go and watch
how you propose
Jackie.
So, but that's the way to our hearts, right? That they communicate in poetry.
Yeah, they were poets.
So I like you when you are very intentional. Don't just say take ring. So that's the thing. So my own is be intentional.
Although I could have been a poet.
So who says you cannot be a poet?
It's true. But thank you for encouraging me. You are kind.
I know.
I don't believe in myself. Okay, I will come back to this episode.
Please try to come and read poem on this episode. You gotta create your own podcast and channel to go and be reading poem. But don't worry, I will still support you.
Thank you. Yeah,
I'll be a listener.
Thank you.
So what was I even saying, Zeph? Well, anyway, you get the gist. You get the gist of everything. Like being thoughtful. Being thoughtful is very important. Don't just say, take the ring. Will you marry me? I mean, anyway, in anything you are doing, be thoughtful. Know your partner. That's the most important thing. Know what they like. I feel like that's the most important thing. But yeah, let's know what your own love languages
Let's see
are.
if you had like love at first sight. If you had that love at first sight experience, what are your love languages? What's your ideal Valentine's Day?
And what's your favorite Valentine's Day experience? Some people have been having Valentine's Day since birth, back to back.
I saw a post recently, and they were like, how will you be so single for Valentine's Day 3 times in a row? I'm like, is it your business? Like, why are you monitoring people? Let me not say why you monitoring us. Why are you monitoring people?
Oh my God.
Anyway, what's your daily dose of EO for today?
Oh my God, we said a lot of things. My daily dose of EO. Oh yeah, I think I said it earlier. Be kind to people. Be kind. Love is kind. Be kind to people. I think we said several times, you don't know what people are passing through. You don't know people until you know them.
Yeah.
Literally. So be kind to everybody. Be somebody's comfort.
Yeah. I will also echo the same thing. Like kindness is really big. Especially in times like this. Kindness is really a lot that will matter to some people. There are some things that you do for people that they remember you 10 years later on and you're like, oh, I really didn't do anything, and they're like, oh, you were kind to me. So it's really important that you're kind to people and just be open-hearted, I would say. So yeah.
Oh my God, this has been so long.
This has been a very long episode, but yeah,
this is a special episode.
Yeah,
This is
so
a
it's
very, very
allowed.
special
It's allowed.
episode.
It's allowed.
We usually don't have long episodes like this, but
Maybe people will start having long episodes, longer
Yeah.
episodes.
yeah,
So
and
you
I think
guys-
you love us. You love listening to us. I know.
Yes.
This would be fun for you. And also start having guests too. And
Yeah.
this would be it only goes up from here.
It only
That's
goes
the
up from here.
that's the thing. So please don't forget to follow us like we mentioned
Yes,
before.
please.
That would encourage us more. Again, send us emails. We love to hear
I
your
love to hear
stories.
if you've had it. Like, I honestly want to hear if you've had a love at first sight experience. Like, I need to talk to you. I need
Maybe
to talk to you.
you teach her to
I need to
open
have you
her
have a
heart
guest.
because she has said her heart is heart of stone.
I thought you said we. I was laughing at
we.
myself. I thought you
said
said
you
we.
now.
No, I beg you.
Yeah,
No,
you know about
I'm
the
not
feeling.
stone cold.
Yeah, what are
I have
you?
a heart of flesh.
Oh wow. Hallelujah. Praise Jesus. But thank you for watching. See you in the next one.
Bye.